Hi guys, my name is 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐂𝐐𝐓𝐄 for short, and if you're just seeing me for the first time, I talk about PCOS, infertility, hormonal imbalance, and everything that there is to that topic. So if you're trying to conceive or you have any of these things that I have mentioned, please, this is the channel that you should be watching, or share this video to somebody who needs to see videos like this. So guys, we're going to be talking about steps you need to take for you to actually achieve pregnancy in 2025, or steps you need to take as a couple to become a parent in 2025. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the number one step I often tell people to take if you're trying to conceive is pray. Pray. I don't care what religion you are, but pray. Yes, trusting in God in this process is very, very, very important. Even though there are things that you could do to actually do, like, make these things easier for you. There are things you could do personally to make your journey easier. Always tell women who are trying to conceive that trusting in God is your first step. The first thing you have to do is pray. Now, let's go on to the next one. Number two thing you need to do as a woman who is trying to conceive is getting proper diagnosis. And when I say getting proper diagnosis, I don't mean just for women. If you're trying to conceive as a couple, getting proper diagnosis, both for you as the woman and for your partner, is an amazing step. In fact, it's one of the most important steps, because as a person who goes through PCOS, as a person who actually goes through PCOS, or who has been through PCOS and everything that there is with PCOS, living in Nigeria, I tell you that getting proper diagnosis is not one of the easiest things. Yes, because like when I was trying to get diagnosis for my PCOS, when I didn't know anything about PCOS, I was trying to know what's going on with me, going to the hospital, trying to find out why my period is not coming the way every other person gets their period. You know, it took me a very long time for a doctor or a gynecologist to actually tell me, girl, what you're struggling with is called polycystic ovary syndrome, you know? So, and there are a lot of women who are going through this too, who actually do not get proper diagnosis for what they are going through or what is causing their infertility. So getting proper diagnosis is very important. And when I say get proper diagnosis, I mean run the necessary tests. Some women who are trying to conceive, it will shock you that the only test that they know about is scan. Doing pelvic scan, transvaginal scan. Once they do it and they tell them, oh, you have PCOS, they now go on social media, checking on everything that concerns PCOS, not knowing that there are other tests you should do as a woman who is trying to conceive. Number one of this kind of test you should do as a woman who is trying to conceive is scan. Of course, the popular scan, transvaginal scan, pelvic scan. Number two test you should do as a woman who's trying to conceive is checking your tubes, making sure that your tubes are open. No matter the kind of fertility medication you take, if your tubes are not open, your efforts will be in vain. You need to make sure that your tubes are open and ready for you to have a baby. Right? Now, checking your tubes is a very, very important step if you're trying to conceive, because a lot of people don't know that there are so many people who actually have tube blockage and they don't even know it. A lot of people don't get to check their tubes because doing that HSG test could be a lot. It's a very painful procedure for a lot of women, even though I've heard that a lot of women do it and then they don't get all that pain that we experience who have actually gone through it, you know. But going through a HSG test is a very, very important step for you to know if your tubes are blocked or open and ready for you to conceive. Another test you can do is a hormonal profile test. Yeah. You need to know if your hormones are balanced, not just knowing that you have hormonal imbalance. You know, when you go for scan, they tell you, oh, you have hormonal imbalance, you have PCOS. Yeah, then you now go about looking for things that cure hormonal imbalance. Do you know which of your hormones are not balanced? You need to know. You need to know which of these hormones am I struggling with. Is it my progesterone? Is it my estrogen? You need to know which of your hormones are not balanced, you know. So you need to go through that hormonal profile test. And there are lots of them. There are lots and lots of tests you should do as a woman who is trying to conceive. Checking your egg quality, you know, all these things are things that you must do if you are trying to conceive. So getting proper diagnosis is very important. Knowing exactly what the problem is, both for you as a woman and for your partner. You know, there are men who actually have low sperm count and they don't know it. There are so many of them. And you know, for most men, they don't get to check their reproductive health until they're actually trying to have a baby and it's not working, you know. So it is very, very important for you to get proper diagnosis if you are trying to conceive. Know what the exact problem is. Number 3 thing you need to do as a woman who is trying to conceive is discipline. Discipline can never be overemphasized if you are trying for a baby. See, when I say discipline, I say in a lot of things. You need to be disciplined if you need to lose weight. For women who are struggling with PCOS, if your goal is to lose weight, you need a lot of discipline. If your goal is to actually cut out on a lot of things, you need discipline. You need to be disciplined as a woman who is trying for a baby. Discipline can never be overemphasized. I see people saying things like, oh, you don't really need to do it. See, there are things like, you see things like fibroid, endometriosis, PCOS, any of those things. You need a lot of discipline for you to be able to overcome them. Yes, you need lots of discipline. And for this discipline will take us to the next step, which you need to take for you to conceive as a woman who is trying to conceive in 2025, which is say no to sugar. Say no to sugar. Sugar is your enemy if you're trying for a baby. I don't care what it is you are going through. If you're trying for a baby, I don't care the diagnosis, I don't care what it is. Sugar is not your friend. Sugar would ruin your chances. Sugar would destroy every single effort that you are putting into conceiving. So you need to say no to sugar. You need to say no to fizzy drinks. You need to say no to processed drinks. You need to say no to all these things. Alternate all these things with natural foods. It is not talked about enough on how you need to switch to taking or eating natural foods as a woman who is trying to conceive. Eating natural foods and alternating sugar for natural sweeteners would actually go a long way to help you. But oftentimes I tell women who are struggling with PCOS that, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, they can alternate dates. They can alternate sugar for dates and honey. Even when taking dates and honey, you need to be careful. Because for PCOS women, dates and honey don't even do you any better. You know, so even if you're going to take dates and honey as a woman who is trying to conceive, especially with PCOS, you need to take it in very, very, very minimal moderations, like minimal quantity. Like even if you're going to take, like, let's say once a week, once a week, like twice in 2 weeks and all that, you need to make sure you are reducing the sugar intake that goes into your body. Because whether you like it or not, honey and dates will spike your blood sugar levels. And if you're struggling with PCOS, you know what that is. So, this video, I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm going to make a part 2. A part 2 of this video talking about things you need to do, steps you need to take as a woman who is trying to conceive in 2025. So if you like this video, if you feel like this video is something that you really, really need to see, please subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop the part 2 of this video, you'll be notified, and subsequent videos, because you know this channel is for women who are struggling with PCOS, hormonal imbalance and everything. You need to be here if you're struggling with anything like that. You need to be here this year if you're trying to conceive. This channel is the channel that that you need to be. So if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, give this video a thumbs up, and share this video to somebody you know who is trying for a baby. This video is going to be amazing for them and it's going to help them. So stay tuned for the part 2 of this video that is coming to you very soon, sooner than you think. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in my next video. Bye.